This was my second professional fight. I fought at the Cowboy Stadium in the Canelo Smith card. You know, I was still kind of green in the professionals, and when I was warming up in there, I didn't really feel exactly warmed up. Like, I didn't have my mind like, oh, I'm about to fight. So when I went in the ring, I was kind of like, I wasn't in the zone. I knock him out with a straight right, and I'm just like, what just happened? Like, and then I left the ring. I didn't feel like I fought, you know, I didn't get into the zone. So it was just kind of weird for me, but it was definitely one of my best knockouts. So this fight was against Angel Sariana. It was my 5th fight, and I fought the day before Canelo fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And I went in there thinking like, oh, I'm gonna knock this guy out, or at least I have to, you know? So in that first round, man, I put everything I had into that first round, and I made a big mistake. I was tired that 2nd and 3rd round, but this is where I had to use my brain. You know, it's not always bronze, you gotta use your brain sometimes. I set him up with a jab to the body, and I saw that he kind of leaned forward a little bit. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna come with the uppercut, and it landed.
That was the moment people were expecting, and
this was definitely one of my hardest fights that I ever had to date. So this fight, I believe, was my 9th fight. It was the first time I had headlined any card. It was at the Belasco in Los Angeles, and this was also my first fight with Robert Garcia. I feel like the way I fought before, you know, my first 8 fights to that fight really changed. I was settled down more, but at the same time, I felt like I was more, how do I say, explosive. Like all of my punches started to matter.
nice left hook to the liver, and down goes Salgado.
I landed a great body shot, and that's what stopped the fight. And you know what, it was just, I was very happy after that fight. You could see me screaming at the camera after the fight. I don't do that, but I was really happy about that fight. So this was my 3rd fight. I fought in Indio, California, and you know, like I said, I was still green. I was still learning, trying to pace myself a little bit. Earlier in the fight, I had hit a hard jab to his head. I'm like, wow, like that didn't hurt you at all? And then I hit that hard jab again.
You see the eyes, and there he goes down.
And that was a jab that
stiff one, huh?
Right, it caught Garcia coming straight in.
I just dropped him with a jab. Like, I've never done that. I've never even hurt anyone with the jab before, so that was just very, very new. And I started to realize maybe like I have a little bit of power on me. Not only was this fight very meaningful to me, the most meaningful out of all my fights, but I fought as the co-main event for Canelo under the Canelo and Jacobs undercard, and I went into this fight thinking like, dude, there's no way I'm knocking this guy out. Like, it's not that I didn't believe in myself, but for me to believe that I would have been jumping too far ahead of myself. And you know, we had a game plan from the beginning, which was just to, you know, not smother myself, just be calm, pick my shots. And you know, when you think of that, you're like, I'm not gonna knock him out. There's like no go for the kill or anything like that. But it just happened. I saw him do a certain move, and I just went right over his jab, right over his jab. He threw a jab, and I saw that he reacted to it like real quick. So you know what, I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna go right over it. And I did, and that's what hurt him the first time. And then I pretty much did the same thing for the knockout.
Just swinging away and connecting cleanly, and Herrera down and out. That is it. A ferocious right hand just knocked out Mauricio Herrera.
This fight means so much to me. It really shot up my career.